Is there an alternate universe, a parallel dimension that we bounce back and forth through, where we actually recount memories of events and objects that never truly happened or exist the way that we remember them? Millions of people have genuinely experienced such a thing. Today, we'll discuss the mysterious occurrence called the Mandela Effect. You guys in?
I love it. I love it.
So this will be.
I already have my kids' book in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go through all of these. So I've got a huge list. So basically, I'm going to give you a little bit of history, just kind of where it came, like why the term and where that came from, and then we're going to just go into example after example.
I think I may have caused the Mandela effect too.
Well, I want you to. Yeah. Okay. So you may have caused Tim. You caused the Mandela effect?
I might have.
Okay,
yeah, I think my move to Atlanta. I swear. I'm not kidding you. When I was driving to Atlanta for the second time across country to move out to Atlanta from Idaho, I'm not kidding you. I saw a green Kia followed by a Penske truck going the opposite way that my wife's green Kia and our Penske truck was going on South Dakota. And I went, is that us? Like an alternate universe? And then Trump became president, and that was bizarro. Everybody was like waking up, going, what? That guy's our president? So I think I caused that.
You probably did. I mean, I
probably caused that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that you did.
It was a bizarre day when he became president, and then I thought, it's because I moved to Atlanta, isn't it?
Yeah, I did.
I bet that was our green Kia going back. We caused some weird temporal shift and changed the course of history. It's weird. It's a really weird thing when you're like, I'm going to change everything about my life and move somewhere else that I've never been. I guarantee if you try this, you'll be like, yeah, this is weird, moving and just because I had no idea what to expect, right? You move somewhere else and like, I don't have any friends over there. Is anybody going to be like, what the heck are you doing? Like you're really kind of grounded by your people, right? Your tribe.
Yeah.
And I was
so different
neglecting my tribe.
Oh, for sure. And what's so different for me is I remember nothing else but moving when I grew up. So my dad was in construction.
Yeah, you were kind of acclimated.
We moved every year, sometimes twice a year. So yeah, I mean, it was just, that was normal to me.
Yeah.
And I think it's always kind of the reverse. Like I always wanted, in the back of my mind, I always wanted to live at a certain place, grow up there, know everyone there, have more family and cousins and uncles around. I always wanted that because I didn't have it. Then other people who grow up in one place go, I just want to leave. I just want to travel.
Isn't
I just want to
go. Grass is greener.
Always.
And to be honest, I love my cousins. I would, in a heartbeat, if they came randomly to my door knocking, hey, we're here in Atlanta, I would bring them in and be like, dude, it's so good to see you. That'll never happen. But why I'm bringing that up is it's kind of funny. Like you're saying, you wish you had all your cousins around. I do too, but dang, man, we're all scattered across the country. That's just the way my family went. And I mean, we used to be a central location. My parents had a house in North Idaho, right near the highway off of I-90. All of the cousins would show up on Christmas at our house from time to time. People constantly staying with us, bed and breakfast at our place. It was like the whole world was centered around North Idaho and Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls area to come see my parents. And when they passed away, all of that just dissipated. I don't even see my brother barely anymore. Wow. I barely see my nieces and nephews, and it all was the hinge point for us meeting and seeing each other was, usually based around my parents that had located us where we were. that house is completely sold. We don't even live there anymore. It's so weird. Like you just go, I mean, but then my life here in Atlanta is what it is today. It's where I'm at. And the alternate universe of me, what is that? Is there an alternate universe version where, we're not here?
Let's dive into this.
Yeah, I love this.
So what is the Mandela effect, right? I mean, everyone's familiar with Nelson Mandela, but what is the Mandela effect?
What does that mean? I know, I forget what happens, why he's important.
Yeah, so it all originated. So this is kind of the breakdown of it. It all kind of originated around this growing theory of Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
So the Mandela effect is a phenomenon created by a paranormal consultant and blogger, Fiona Broome, who coined the term in 2010 after attending a Dragon Con conference, where she came to realize many people believed that the South African president, Nelson Mandela, had died in prison during the 1980s. The truth is, Mandela actually died in 2013 after becoming the president of South Africa. But this wasn't just a handful of people that distinctly remember him dying 3 decades ago. Millions have made the same claim. They remember newscasts about it and conversations they had about it with their friends. I remember this. I'm a product. Tim, you're a product. Josh was born in the 80s, so this might be a little past Josh. But Tim and I, and Josh, you're probably familiar with this too, but Tim and I, I remember this story.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela was imprisoned.
Yeah.
And died in prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this lady, Fiona, is at this conference and, they're talking about this kind of stuff. And she's realizing that a bunch of people are basically saying the same thing. Well, yeah, I thought he died in prison as well in the 80s. So she coined the term the Mandela effect. And it's just really stuck ever since.
Did she trademark it? Because she should.
I don't know. I just did,
She'd
though.
Be rich with that.
I just trademarked it. I don't think there's any money involved with it, though. That's the only problem.
But it's amazing that somebody actually coined the phrase and it stuck, which I just think, it's like, why did the word radical become popular? Who coined that word, right? Radical. But it became popular.
Yeah, it's the same reason.
The Mandela effect. I bet you, what would be the percentage of, if you could sit here and do a quiz show, what's the percentage of people that know what the term Mandela effect means in the United States? What would be the percentage of people? Do you think that'd be a high percentage or low percentage of what that term is?
I honestly think it's a low percentage of people that know the term, and
but it's but the fact that it made its way into pop culture.
Right. And what's interesting is I thought that this term was a lot older than it is. 2013 after a Dragon Con conference?
I did not know that was the origin story of
I had no idea either until I was doing the research on this. It blew my mind.
That's the part I'm going, what? Really?
Mm-hmm. So according to quantum theory enthusiasts, the Mandela effect presents evidence that the multiverse does exist. This belief is based on the idea that within each universe, parallel realities and alternative versions of events and objects are present and mixing within the timeline. In psychology, however, the effect is sometimes compared to déjà vu and can be explained by the human's capacity for confabulation, an unintentional distortion of memory. Confabulated memories, which are often associated with the brain's frontal lobe, may seem every bit as clear in details as events that have actually happened and are not intentionally created to deceive. Other people believe that the Mandela effect is linked to conspiracies involving the Large Hadron Collider.
Oh.
And the rupture of the space-time continuum. Still others believe that the Mandela effect is caused by simple tricks being played with the mind. So now this Large Hadron Collider thing.
Boy,
Tim, you've heard this theory.
Dude, okay. May I quickly rabbit trail off on the Hydrogen Collider?
Yeah, because this is a cool
Now,
topic.
Listen to me. When I live in Idaho, I love Idaho. Okay, Idaho is...
I know, you talk about it enough, Tim.
I know, but I'm telling you, it's shaped like a pistol. It's the pistol state. They should have been known for being shaped like a gun, and they were known for famous potatoes. Nonetheless, when you move to Idaho, if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to go to freaking Idaho because it's beautiful, and it is beautiful, bar none, probably one of the most beautiful places on earth, I guarantee you. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, in the summer, beautiful. The only thing is, there's a lot of conspiracy theories. I mean, it is backwood conspiracy theories sometimes, to the like point of where it's like, okay, does QAnon like come from Idaho? I think it does. I still have, and I love my friends from Idaho, but I still have like old neighbors that I when we lived in Coeur d'Alene, who text me like stuff about conspiracy theories, and you're like, I love you, dude, but I think you're beating a dead horse. My point though with
Your
Idaho, my porno about Idaho.
All right, sick. Is it uploaded to YouTube?
It might be. It's called Utah, Idaho. It's a little town that I grew up in, Utah. No, but my thought was that I remember hearing about the Mandela Effect from friends out there first, and then, of course, I remember being linked videos from friends of mine about the Hadron, the whatever collider, one of which is pretty creepy. I'll be honest. It was a full-on ceremony done in where's the hydrogen collider at?
Geneva.
Okay. So in that town, and close to the Hydrogen Collider, a weird ceremony, and you can look this video up if you would like, unless the Mandela Effect has taken it off YouTube somehow.
Most likely.
There is a video of the welcoming of the Hydrogen Collider to the community. And it is a straight up pagan ceremony. And it's got this they made this weird portal, and all of these things march out of it in the celebration of the Hydrogen Collider. Again,
this is in Idaho?
Not in Idaho. The video was filmed in Europe.
Oh, I see.
The ceremony was done in Europe. Friends in Idaho who have been talking about conspiracy theories and hydrogen colliders sent me the video going, dude, check this out. They're celebrating the opening of portals, opening of dimensional gates. Watch this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's pretty weird. There's this weird ceremony that was done in Europe to celebrate the opening of this scientific hydrogen collider. But what was definitely striking about it was the just bizarreness of it, right? Like people dressed up in weird suits and, weird animatronic beasts coming out of a portal. And you could probably Google this. I don't know. I mean, I could probably contact a friend and be like, what's that video where all these people were celebrating the collider thing? And he'd be like, oh, here it is, Now, I don't know if that was connected to the Hydrogen Collider, but I will say back when I lived in Idaho in 2013, 2014, 2012, which was a big year for conspiracy theorists, 2012, the Hydrogen Collider was kind of talked about a lot because it's like, what are they messing with? Are they going to open a portal? Are they going to break apart the Earth? Are they going to create a black hole? Are we going to get swallowed into So there was a lot talked about. And I remember seeing videos sent to me of this weird ceremony. Again, I don't know if it's tied to the Hydrogen Collider. I don't know if maybe my friend was just, trying to get me into some sort of state where I'd believe it and go, whoa, dude, and I got to TikTok about it, which although TikTok didn't exist yet. My point is there was definitely a discussion about, that specific science. And it is a weird science. Like, what are they doing? They're smashing atoms and trying to figure out God
let me give you some
particles.
information on it, because there's some people out there that are probably unfamiliar with what the Large
it's a weird
Hadron Collider is.
Science. It's a weird
So the Large Hadron Collider, it's in Geneva, Switzerland, and it opened in September 2008. And the date of operation when it first fired up was 2010. So basically, the Large Hadron Collider is the world's largest high-energy particle collider. So what they're doing is they're basically shooting these two particles around past the speed of light and then ram them into each other to see what happens. It's almost kind of creating the intention of the conversation is the Big Bang, right? They're trying to create the Big Bang and just see what happens. How does material come from nothing to something?
Right.
Type thing. What's interesting about all this, though, I did say that it first fired up in 2010. Well, in 2013, right? That's when Fiona Broom was talking about the Mandela Effect. I'm sorry, that was 2010 was the year that Fiona Broom started talking about the Mandela Effect. It's the same time.
Small, tiny.
It's the same time that the collider came online.
It's also when, everybody forgot that the band The Beatles existed, right?
I think that was a movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh. I would say like that. Yeah. Anyway, the Hydrogen Collider is interesting. It's probably innocent, but it's an interesting thing. Real quick, a rabbit trail off of that. I saw an article today where the James Webb Telescope is disproving or possibly debunking. This is interesting. I just literally saw this article today. Potentially debunking the idea of a Big Bang explosion. The James Webb Telescope. Yeah, I just saw this today. They're like, you know what? We're looking for that origin explosion that we thought. And with the James Webb Telescope, they're like, I don't think we can find it. We thought it was here. Doesn't look like that was where it was. It's kind of interesting.
That is very interesting. So I wonder how they determined that, though.
Well,
if you look at graphs and charts, scientists?
I don't know. I mean, if you look at, I'm sure they're still working out the bugs, but you know what I mean? They're going, well, wait, we thought we would see this, and instead we're not seeing this. The James Webb Telescope is revealing to them that perhaps we don't know exactly what happened. I just read this morning, and I went, interesting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. The James Webb Telescope is telling the truth.
There was no Big Bang. You don't exist, and everything you've ever thought of or believe in is false.
Thanks, James Webb. This whole James Webb thing is amazing. Like the whole Hubble James Webb thing. It's fun.
Battle.
It's fun. Oh my gosh, it's fun. Anyway, but that, yeah. I are they still doing the Hydrogen Collider over in Switzerland?
Yeah, I thought I read something not too long ago that they were firing it back up, or they had fired it back up.
It's interesting. Right after that Hydrogen Collider came out, you have some incredible movies that came out. Well, that I like.
Well, those movies, though, Tim, those movies were from an alternate universe, though.
Yeah, sure, but they finally made it here.
They finally made it here.
I know.
Yeah.
Thanks to the Hydrogen Collider, they showed up on Netflix. One of which, J.J. Abrams, where they're trying to create free energy. It's the Cloverfield paradox.
Never heard of it.
Oh, listen, people, have some fun. Watch it. J.J. Abrams did not tell anybody about this movie, pretty much, and then just went, "Hey, Netflix, here you go. Here's a movie." Uploaded it, and it's called the Cloverfield paradox. I think it's called yeah. But it basically, do you know the movie Cloverfield?
Mm-hmm.
Where they have that huge beast that shows up in downtown New York and basically like all of its fleas bites people and their heads explode and everything. Well, the Cloverfield paradox is spoiler alert about a team of scientists who have a free energy device that they're working on up in outer space above the Earth. And when they finally figure out the right chemicals and the right balance, it works. But then all of a sudden something happens. I forget what happened, but it causes this break in the multiverse. And that's why, fast forward, the Beast shows up in New York. It's almost like the prequel to the Cloverfield movie, because basically they were trying to get free energy up in outer space, and they do this experiment, and it busts, it breaks. Basically, the hydrogen collider busts or doesn't work, and shifts our Earth into a different dimension. And so the whole movie's about that. I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. It's really a fun movie, but and it's got some great actors in it.
Yeah, I've actually seen it. I was just saying that because of the Mandela Effect, like I'd never heard of it before.
Oh gosh,
got him! Ding, 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 ding.
And here I am talking a lot.
It is a good one. It is a good one, though. I did enjoy that movie.
Voice. No, but you know what I mean. It's kind of similar along the collider thing. It's like messing with science kind of ideas, and then all of a sudden we break the multiverse.
Let's look at some examples of the Mandela Effect and see if you dudes remember any of these incorrectly. Okay. For our listeners, head over to Instagram @CreatedByHuman and leave a comment letting us know which of these boggled your mind. All right. Let's start out with a fun one.
Yes.
Jif or Jiffy?
Oh, shoot. Now, wait a minute. Are you talking peanut butter?
Yeah. Tim, Jif or Jiffy?
What's Jiffy?
Well,
like Jiffy Lube?
No. I think it was Jif always, but I always remembered it as Jif. That one I don't remember.
Josh?
Jiffy.
Which one I like?
Maybe.
Are they different?
No,
Are they different?
Josh, did you not listen to the whole beginning of this thing?
Wait, what are we talking about?
We're talking about the Mandela Effect, man.
So basically, Josh, people think there is a peanut butter that was just known as Jiffy. And then today you would know it as what?
Jif.
Yeah.
But there are some people that remember it as Jiffy. They're in for what we're talking about, the Mandela. Well, here's the question. In 2010, did we know it as can we go back to 2009 and were people calling it Jiffy, or were we calling it Jif?
Well, that I don't know, but I can tell you this though. I do recall it as Jiffy. I do. I mean, growing up, I recall it as Jiffy. Now they say that some people, they speculate that some people are combining Jif with its competitor Skippy.
Ooh.
Coming up with Jiffy. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I do recall it as Jif. Tim, how do you remember it?
It's all blurred.
Jiffy.
I'll tell you, I grew up with Skippy, so I didn't really get a lot of Jiffy.
Okay. All right.
I got a lot of generic peanut butter from summer camp that my parents worked at too.
Have you ever gotten that peanut butter that's like more natural and it's all oil and you got to stir it? Like you're so hungry.
Yeah,
like,
Adams.
People make peanut butter sandwiches because they don't have time to do anything else. And then all of a sudden you get to that natural peanut butter and you spend 5 minutes
re-stirring the oils that had separated.
Stirring. By the time you're done,
it is hard.
Hungry.
And let's be honest, the jar never got finished because of the hardened peanut butter crustaceans that had been left at the bottom of the jar from you missing the oils that didn't quite get to the.
So let me tell you this. This is a little plug. I have found the best peanut butter in the world. Please, everyone, go try this.
I bet I know it.
And hey, too, if you guys want to sponsor us, just let us know.
Yeah.
But the peanut butter company makes.
Is that the one that you?
Yes.
That's the one that you went to the Publix with me.
Yes.
And you were like, you got to buy this. And it's sweet.
Yes, because it's got honey in it. But dude, it is the best tasting peanut butter in the world. And I'll tell you, here's a quick story. So
Mhm.
my boys, my children always
getting
have friends
hungry.
over. There's always all these dudes coming over, and all these dudes always want to eat all of our food all the time. And that's fine. That's what
Which,
kids do, right? They're
Yeah.
teenagers. That's what they do. They had a friend over one time, great kid, and I love him to death. This dude is going into my peanut butter. That's mine. You guys want Jif or Jiffy? That's you. This is mine. This kid grabs that peanut butter, and before I notice it, and I look over, and this dude is spoon deep, just in on his tongue in his mouth.
Get out.
Spoon back in. You take that with you. Get out of here.
out.
Wow.
Oh, I've never been so angry.
I would
Never.
be so pissed. You got to hide that peanut butter behind your whiskey.
Oh,
They won't.
then
get
they'll have
into
to
it
drink my
then.
whiskey to get to the peanut butter.
Yeah, you gotta. They won't know about it. They won't be.
Oh,
they'll
maybe
be too
they'll drink
afraid
enough-
to cross the.
Maybe they'll drink enough whiskey that they never make it to the peanut butter.
That's my hope.
Father
Oh my gosh,
kills,
that's brilliant, Tim.
kills son's
You're
friend
welcome.
over peanut butter.
Well, that's on them.
Stabs
You know what I'm
him with a spoon.
Anyways, try that peanut
real
butter.
quick.
It's amazing.
Real quick on peanut butter. Now, I don't know about you, but peanut butter and chocolate, everybody knows that's a pretty good pairing. But peanut butter and marshmallow fluff.
Oh, I don't like marshmallow fluff.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-mm. Oh, we just
so
lost Tim.
delicious.
Oh, there he is. Oh, he died.
I love peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. That was like one of my favorite sandwiches growing up. My mom was, she was a good mother, but boy, she fed me some straight sugar, man.
Mine did too.
Back in the day.
Again, that was another thing of the 80s, dude. 80s. You grew up in the
You'd
80s.
show up with your Lucky Charms cereal. You'd get home and you'd have your peanut butter and marshmallow fluff sandwiches.
Yep.
we were
and your
doomed.
Little Debbie's.
Little Debbie
fudge
snack cakes
rounds
for
and-
lunch,
So
Twinkies
great.
and Oreos and
Oh my
Ho-Hos
gosh.
and
Dude,
oh man, ding
The
dongs.
80s and 90s were the best.
Yeah, go out.
Josh, you got a
and,
portion of that. You got a little bit of that.
good-
Did you
good
get
luck
Did you get fudge rounds and oatmeal pies in your lunchbox?
No, I wasn't a big fan of the oatmeal pies.
Okay. Josh, thanks for
Leave it there.
elaborating.
That was great. Yeah. Nope.
Well,
Nope.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on.
We're all wimps now. I think real quick on that subject, because I saw an article about, I think it was Jamie Foxx. He's not releasing a movie because he says, I'm tanking this movie. I'm putting it to the side because people aren't laughing anymore.
Oh.
And I went, that's pretty true.
That's
I
kinda
mean,
true. Yeah.
The whole comic stand-up stuff is in dire straits because everybody's too offended nowadays. You know, we went from detoxing from sugars, you know, like think about it. What was it? 2016 Hostess was like bankrupt
Yeah.
because nobody was buying their Twinkies anymore.
Yeah.
And somebody came in and went, no, stay in the stores. We'll buy you because I mean we love you. But I remember Hostess was out of business, and then we had the Me Too movement, which came along, and then all these comics are like, I don't want to be up here anymore making fun of people because nobody's laughing anymore. And now we've got like Jamie Foxx in the news saying, well, we were going to release this movie, but everybody's too butthurt about, you know, what we're going to joke about in this movie, which leads me to maybe that's the Mandela effect. Everybody who was in the other universe was pretty chill and cool. And then all of a sudden in 2010, they turned on that hydrogen collider, and it was like, we're all remnants from a way more Puritan nation than we were before the hydrogen collider.
I don't know. I mean, I can see you saying that, but at the same time, if you look at Instagram, I mean, nobody's wearing clothes. So we're not in a Puritan state anymore.
No, I got that. But that's
what's so
the
interesting.
Thing. There's
It's
this
like-
weird
it's like-
juxtaposition we're in where it's like,
know.
no, you should stop being perverts, which I agree.
But look at my ass.
But look at my OnlyFans account.
yeah, yeah.
And they
If you
put
like
the
this sneak
little eggplant water squirt emoji, you know,
What's that mean?
everywhere. Yeah, well, look it up.
Josh, you tell us. We're old. We don't know. Josh, what's the eggplant with the water coming out of the top?
Eggplant with the water sprouts.
Is that you
It
watering
means you
an
should
eggplant?
wash your vegetables better.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's what it means.
Oh, okay.
Everybody
That makes
wants us
sense.
to wash our vegetables. It was
Oh my
just
gosh.
so
You
wholesome,
You
man.
can
Back
get-
in the
you can
day, we
get
used to just eat.
disease. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna send
we
that
just
to
used
my
to
mom.
eat our vegetables straight off the vine.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd eat your eggplant right off the vine, no water.
No water.
And
I know.
you just
So I've
eat
got to
that
let
thing.
everybody know. I'm going to send it to my mom, my grandma, my aunts and uncles. I'm going to let them
Thank
all
you,
know.
Mandela Effect. Thank you.
Thank you.
We all used to ride our bikes without helmets. Mandela Effect comes along. We're riding bikes. We got to have our helmets.
Yeah.
We all used to ride in our cars in the back seat. I remember driving to Oregon, Salem, Oregon, to see my grandparents for 8 hours. What do you think I was doing in the back seat? Seatbelt?
Eating an eggplant?
No. I was eating an eggplant, washing it first. No.
Of course.
I was sitting in the back of a car, no seatbelt, listening to my Sony Walkman for 8 hours. Nobody cared. I could have died so many times driving from Idaho to Salem, Oregon on the treacherous
journey,
highway that went along the gorge, the Columbia River Gorge. But that's what I'm saying. We weren't worried. We weren't like, oh gosh, you better get your seatbelt on. Somebody's going to pull us over. No, not until 2010.
Well, Tim, here's a good reason. This is probably a good reason that, when we were young, that we weren't worried and no one was worried. You guys remember Looney Tunes? All kinds of crazy stuff happened in Looney Tunes, right?
All sorts of offensive
all kinds
things.
Of crazy, offensive, you're going to get hurt, but just do it anyways type thing. Well, here's something that's interesting, though. Looney Tunes. How's tunes spelled?
Ooh. Oh, man.
Is it Toons or is it Tunes?
I'm going to say Tunes because it was a play on that the musical side of it. I think I remember it Tunes, but I could be wrong.
Yes.
It's Toon. The logo.
Isn't that something?
The cartoon was spelled Tunes.
Yes. Got one right.
Now, I also thought it was Toons. I thought it was tunes.
Yeah.
Now that could have been because I was young but
we all have been conditioned to tunes
right?
now.
My mind just goes straight to tunes.
Right.
All right, here's another fun one. This one we've talked about before. The Berenstain Bears did not exist.
What?
Well, the way that
of
it's
course
spelled.
they did.
The way that it's spelled.
Right.
So, was it Berenstain Bears with an E, or was it Berenstain Bears with an A?
Man, so. This is one of those tricky ones because I think if you asked the public, like, was it this, they'd all say STEIN, and that's because of our just it's the Skippy Jiff conundrum, right? We put Frankenstein into Berenstain. And went, oh no, it should have just been STINE. You know what I mean? So that's what we did. It's the same kind of thing. Jiffy, Skippy,
I don't know.
Berenstain.
I always remember it as Stein. STEIN.
I mean, me too. I'll be honest, me too.
Yeah,
I was like, what? Stain? I think a lot of us went, what? That's definitely one of the. It shouldn't almost be called the Mandela Effect. It should be called the Berenstain Effect.
Well, I think this was something discovered afterwards, right? But
this is definitely the one.
This is the hotter topic. This is really the one that always comes up, right?
Yeah. And I remember having friends that be, no, I have a book. I have a Berenstain book. I'll go get it. It says Berenstain, and then they go back and they get it. And
then they slowly walk back in the room. Dude, it says Berenstain.
What? Oh man!
What's the secondary spelling that people are concerned about?
Stein. It's like STEIN
or STAIN.
So there's a real disconnect from it. I think everybody was like,
"How are you supposed to say it?"
Well,
depends on your culture.
Post 2012, post 2010, we say Berenstain.
Yeah, it's not how you say it; it's how it's spelt. So they're each spelt differently. Now, Tim and I remember it
We
as
grew up in an
Stein.
E-I-N.
So it was Berenstain.
Berenstein.
Berenstein. So it was Berenstein. Well, these kids, these days,
today, after
everyone's lying to us, are saying it's Berenstain, Stein.
Mm-hmm.
Even, and let's be honest.
So they changed it?
No. It was never changed.
I mean, I'm on
That's
Google
the weird
now,
part.
and it's Berenstain.
Yes. Right.
Well, you can Google it.
Here's the thought. Here's the thought, Todd. Hydrogen collider worked. And for whatever reason, the Berensteins, that whole history, their whole family lineage changed in a heartbeat. And they were originally the Berensteins. But because of the hydrogen collider, they're Berenstain. Something happened. Something happened right there. The particles collided. Yeah. And even to them, they're like, no, we've always been Berenstain. What are you crazy weirdos talking about? But that would make sense because we're in their universe.
They always get you.
They get you. That one definitely threw a lot of people off. I mean, that's the most popular one. I mean, the Mandela Effect, but the Berenstain one. I mean, there's even a band that my daughter and I like to listen to, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Whoa.
Yeah. Fun band. Look them up. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And they have a song called Cruel Millennial. And in the song, they sing about...
Josh, are you familiar with this?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
I'm just going to say no.
They're an up-and-coming psychedelic rock band from Australia. And they're really cool. But they have a song called Cruel Millennial. And it says something to the effect of Berenstain Bears when I was a kid. Like they bring it up in there. And
Josh, I wanted to ask you real quick. Did you drink heavy last night?
Nope.
Are you okay? You all right? Okay.
I'm just enjoying y'all's
I think he's just more of a listener.
I just see
he's
over
just
there.
More of a listener, Todd.
You guys are very entertaining.
Stretching and yawning.
And honestly, I mean, I'm too much of a talker. I think I kind of I talk too much. It's my fault.
I think this stuff's interesting. I haven't really thought much of some of the stuff that y'all are talking about. So
and that's something. Yeah, so there's my point. Like, how many of us do know about this thing? I mean,
most don't. Yeah,
there's like maybe millions of us, not billions of us, that know about it.
Are you guys familiar with Curious George?
Oh, do tell.
Curious George, did he have a tail or did he not have a tail?
No.
Josh says no. Tim?
I'm going to say he had a little nub. I think he always had a little nub, but I don't think he had a full-on tail. Maybe in older ones he did, but I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Yeah, I remember him as having a tail. The fact is he did not have a tail at all.
But that there again, okay. The reason I don't think he has a tail is because I've been recently conditioned with having a kid who has been watching Curious George, and I don't see the tail anymore because I see all of the cartoons that she watched.
Right. And that's part of the issue there. Yeah, that's part of the issue there is that, a lot of times we see things change over time, characters and cartoons and in the way that logos are done. We see those things change over time. And we would almost expect, like if I were to watch Curious George now and I wouldn't see a tail, I go, oh man, I remember Curious George having a tail, but I would just automatically assume, well, the new version of Curious George does not.
Why does he not have a tail?
I do think that I might have a memory of having an old book where Curious George did have a tail, but I couldn't tell you where that book is anymore. And, it's hard. My brain is mush now and I can't remember whether it did or didn't, and it could have been another kid's book that I confused it with Curious George. But as of late, I've seen him without a tail. So I'm more or less going to go with the no tail thing.
Okay. I thought he
real quick. I want to read the lyrics to you because this is great. So white dog shit, not on my nature strip. Calcium
Did you say this was a Christian band?
No. This is not a Christian band.
This is a kid song. This is the kid song.
No, this is not a kid song.
You listen to it with your daughter?
It is called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And I listened to this with my kid. She loves it. She's 14 and she loves it.
She loves it because it says shit.
Yeah, right. But I'm not going to listen. you could sit there and get all worried, turn off the radio quickly when the word shit shows up, or you can just go, oh, it's just the word shit, and be like, no big deal. And then your kids are going to be like, oh, no big deal.
Exactly.
So here, listen. I was only born in 92, yet I rust as the cruel millennial. The cruel millennial. White dog shit, not on my nature strip. Calcium bone conspiracists. Berenstein bears, spelt correctly, Baron with a S-T-I-N bears, read to me as kids, and then the next line's great. It's a glitch in the Matrix.
Ooh.
Boom! King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
King Gizzard and the Lizard dropped a mic.
By the way, it's not my favorite song on the album, but Fishing for Fishes is a great album by King Gizzard and the Lizard.
Cool, yeah. King Gizzard and the Lizards, please send us a check.
Yeah, right.
Sponsorship.
We love you, King Gizzard. Come perform, be interviewed on our podcast one day, please. Just that's what you can do. We'd love to talk to you. We want to know more.
Here's one that you guys might remember or not. I remember watching this show. I'll admit it, like it was more of a ladies show, but it was fun. It was a fun show to watch. Sex in the City. You guys remember that show?
Okay, yeah, I do.
It wasn't called Sex in the City. It was called Sex and the City.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Yeah. I always thought it was Sex in the City.
Wait a minute, hold on.
You guys can't Google this stuff because it's going to show you what
it's going to show up in our weird.
It's going to show up as Sex universe. In the City. Exactly.
Sex in the City. Sex and the City. Okay, so quick story about that. I wish I would have been paying more attention, but in 1998, nope, 2000, so way before the Hydrogen Collider, I was working for this company called Signcast, and I used to Signcast was kind of owned by Philip Morris and R.J. Reynolds and all these big cigarette companies, but HBO, for whatever reason, I would have to digitize promos for HBO, and I always had to digitize Sex in the City promos, not and
what?
The City. Yeah. So I do remember it.
You vividly remember it because you had to work on it.
I had to work on it. Now, I could have been, again, it's just my memory could be fading, but I felt like it was in the city, Sex in the City.
I swore it was Sex in the City.
I could have sworn it was.
In the City?
You remember it as In the City?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. Like, I never thought of it that much.
What you meant to say was, I don't care.
No, I think this stuff. I love this stuff because, of course, me as a graphic designer, like I'm thinking of like the design and what's promoted and what's marketed, and so I never really thought.
Don't you think?
It.
Okay, well, on that, Josh, as a designer, don't you think they would have used the ampersand, and we would all remembered the ampersand that said sex and ampersand in and the city, right?
Yeah.
But I remember it being sex, little in.
I do too.
I think the title makes more sense. Sex in the City, not and the City.
Well, I guess Sex and the City is telling the story of them having sex and New York. But
sure,
Sex
but wouldn't
in
it
the
have
City
also
makes
been
100%.
in the city? You know
okay,
what I mean?
So is that what it was? Did we want it to be that? Did that make more sense to us that that's the way that we perceived it? Because Sex and the City made no sense. Sex in the City did, so we all just put it in our heads.
We went and just put it in our heads. I don't know.
But you just said you worked on it.
I felt like I remember having to digitize those old DVDs, and now I can't think back. But I remember having to make sure everything was done correctly, and I'd have to sit there and watch the Sex in the City promos.
I love watching Sex in the City. When two homeless people are going at it, I just stand there and I go, "This is Sex in the City."
Maybe that's why they did call it Sex and the City.
They could be,
because Sex in the City would definitely be an interesting show.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Who knows? I think it's probably just a flub on my part. Who knows? It's always been in Sex.
I don't know. I'm kind of believing you, Tim.
I can't remember.
Here's a good one for you guys. Spell Febreze.
Oh, geez. This is hilarious. Febreze.
I'm with Tim.
Okay, you both say it's Febreeze. Incorrect. There's only one E. Febreze.
Again.
Here they go. Both of them going to Google real quick.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it's Febreze. Febreze.
But there you go. There's a prime example of two people right there, and I'm the third because I thought the exact same thing, that believed it spelt a different way because that's how we saw it. That's how we saw it in our minds, right?
Yeah.
But it's incorrect because one
We're not
E,
paying attention.
And is it because one E makes no sense? So we fill in the gaps. Now the mind, we do know this, and studies have proven that the mind will fill in the gaps. I actually just watched something the other day.
Yeah.
And it was a sequence, and you had to read it really fast, and it would be A, B, C, D, but A would be the word red. It would say A, red, but it would be in the color red. B would be, and say the word blue, and it would be in the color blue. So you had to read it real fast, and then they would switch it up where red would actually be brown, and blue would actually be orange, right? But you're still reading it as the color, not the text. So our minds their
minds can't
incredible.
Take it in. I know.
But, you think about it, like, these incredible machines that we have up in our heads, and, they process so much information and they give world reality, but they also fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Like there's still,
I know what you mean. I've taken a couple Facebook tests where they're like, read this paragraph, and whoa, wasn't that amazing? You read it great, but look at it again, and it's like all the vowels are missing or something. You're like, oh,
yeah, it's like that one. Have you seen that one where it's all just the beginning letters, and when you see all the beginning letters in a row, and what it says is like, get your fucking ass in this fucking house right now before I whoop your ass. But you knew what it was just looking at the very first letter.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Well, it's
possibly
our brains can't handle this place.
This is what I mean. I can't recall anything, but it has to do with magic and how they
magic.
Yeah, there's a whole series on one of the streaming services about this, about how street performers can trick you, and they're doing it like you know the trick, and you still get deceived by it.
Sure.
And it's just how the brain, it has to do with like when you first put something in your brain that becomes the standard, and therefore you can't really erase it. And so it remains there, even though something else is going on behind the scenes. Like that video with the gorilla where you count the people and you don't realize that there's a gorilla that walked through.
There's a gorilla walking through the crowd.
And they go into the whole, and it's mind blowing because they're telling you this and you're still deceived. Like you're actively doing it. And but there's
what's happening.
There's studies and stuff about it and research about how our brains sort of, how it sort of sticks on something and it won't let it go.
Yeah. Well, that's like that look where you get like a very dumbfounded look when something really perplexes what's going on. Like you see something that's perplexing and you have this look. There's this look. Everyone gets it. And you got to think about that. That is the brain having no clue how to make sense of this situation. I mean, it has zero clue, and it's trying to piece everything together logically, but it cannot. So you just stand there complex and you can't find the words. And
there is a couple of tales I've heard of people going to places where the tribes of people that they're visiting have never seen modern technology, have never seen anything today, because they live literally in a jungle still, and nobody has ever talked to them. There was this thing I read about the other day where a tribe of people saw a bunch of, white folk showing up, and they thought they were ghosts. Their brains couldn't see them as physical form. It didn't make any sense. It was so odd that they basically saw us as these weird ghost spirits. But that wasn't true, right? It was just these white Caucasian guys coming in and going, hey, welcome to the world. We exist. And they're like, they couldn't put two and two together. It was like too hard for them. So they literally told them, "You're not really here. You're ghosts. You're not. This is a weird." They couldn't fathom it. And the same thing goes for even like when Spain supposedly first arrived in South America and started taking over. They would say, "Hey, what did you think of our ships when they showed up?" And they went, "What are you talking about?" They couldn't see these huge wooden structures in the water for whatever reason. It was too much for them to handle. Their brain couldn't handle it.
Wow.
So it's kind of like what Josh is saying. I think that our brains definitely get overloaded sometimes, and they just go, "I can't. Nope.
I'm done.
Out. I don't know. I can't process that."
I think I didn't even think, but the greatest example was spelling. So like,
spelling
Berenstain
for sure is
Bears.
Yeah,
you're not really looking at the spelling very much, but then after you've read the book and you start talking to someone about it, and you keep saying Berenstain, your brain is triggering its own spelling. It's like misspelling.
Put the E and the I there.
You spell the same word wrong every time, even though you know how to spell, but you're just a bad speller. It's because it's in your head. You've already put it in there, and that's what you see.
That's
even
true.
Though it was
and that's what I was saying earlier. It's like Frankenstein. Frankenstein. You've got old novels like that predate Berenstain, and we throw in the EIN in there. Our brain sees it.
Let's do a few more spelling ones then to see what we remember.
Okay.
All right. Spell Oscar Mayer. Wiener. Don't spell Wiener. I just wanted to say Wiener.
I think it's M.A.
Josh, you say M.A.?
I think it's M.A.
I think it is too, because it's OSCARMAY. No, MEYER.
See?
Oscar Mayer. All right, I'm going to go with MEYER.
Okay. Josh is right. It's
MAYER.
Dude, I remember too. I remember MEYER. I totally do.
I've actually caught myself with this one before.
Have you?
Mm-hmm. Because I remember looking at it being like, look at that. Huh. Like I remember like looking at it and actually studying it, like the logo or something sometime. Like,
MAYER.
Now, would you say that's good graphic design? When it's just so it doesn't bother people that it's not spelled the same way as in their head, but it doesn't matter. But they still recognize it.
Well, I mean, I think it's like anything else. Like you said, when the word red, colored in red, turns to brown, and you still say brown, I think it's just trick of the mind. I don't know that it's good. I don't think that it's good graphic design, to be honest with you. I think that it's poor graphic design, because graphic design, you want people to not question it, right? If you're going to pronounce it, and maybe that's their last name, Meyer, right? So it's whatever. But if you're going to pronounce Meyer, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a poor example, but you'd almost want it to sound like it.
Yeah. Kind of like commercials. If a commercial can be incredibly cinematic or incredibly funny, but if you don't know what they're selling at the end, it's a failed commercial.
Yeah. All right. Try this one on for size. The shoes Skechers.
Oh, geez. SKECHERS.
Okay.
Or is there a T in there? Sketch.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember. I have a pair.
I'm with you. Like I can vision the word, but I don't know the spelling.
Yeah.
Like I can see the logo in my head, but I can't see the spelling. I'm not looking at it.
I can't see the spelling. I mean, yeah.
So neither of you see it with a T or no T?
I'm going to go no T.
I don't see no.
One.
I see no T.
But I could be off. I'm probably wrong.
Okay. This one has no T. Yep. Yeah. I thought the same thing on this one too, that there was no T in Skechers.
Is this all people think it used to have a T?
Yep.
Or is this?
Yep. Because when you say it in your head, you think
Skechers.
So you're transforming the logo in your head.
That's what I'm saying.
You're saying it all the time.
Possibly. Right. That's the thing, is we're so inundated with design and graphics and the way that it's promoted. You envision like that logo becomes one with the word, but For some reason, either it did exist that way in the past, or it's never existed that way, and we've always filled in the gaps.
Yeah.
Okay,
so are all these word-based, or are we going to get to the Shazam story?
Oh, yeah, we're going to get there. These aren't all word-based. Yeah, we're going to get there. Guys, don't look ahead, because I want you guys to
I'm not looking. I don't have a way to look ahead.
Well, you could Google.
I'm not.
All right.
I didn't.
Try this one.
Promise.
Fruit Loops. Spell it.
I'm trying to even think of the logo. It's been a while since I've seen that. Do they still have Fruit Loops?
Yes, they do, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, there's no. Little fun fact: there's no blue Fruit Loops in Canada. I don't know why. Okay, FRUIT. Obviously, fruit's going to be normal, but loops is where I'm going to be wrong. It's probably with a Z or something. LOOPZ.
Okay. Josh?
I can't even remember the logo. I'll say 2 O's.
You say 2 O's?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that.
Okay. Well, it's spelled with 2 O's. FROOTLOOPS. I also could have sworn this was spelled FRUIT. Loops.
Okay, now I'm gonna go sit in the corner.
I see it now. I see it now.
Don't ball up. I thought the same thing, man.
Up in the corner, man. I don't know. I can't handle this anymore.
Yeah, I was thinking of something else. Oh, that is crazy. Yeah, I would never have gotten that. Would never have gotten that. Because think of a kid. A kid's not really studying the look of it. He's just being like,
he's just seeing
gosh. Yeah. And then you grow up.
In my mind, I remember the logo Fruit Loops. And I remember the only 2 Fruit Loop pieces that they used were in loops. But if you look at the logo today, they use 2 Fruit Loop pieces in fruit and 2 Fruit Loop pieces in loops. I don't remember there being 4 Fruit Loop pieces all bunched together in this logo. I just don't. Now, Josh, you want to talk about piss poor design? I think that's piss poor design. That's overuse of the Fruit Loop pieces.
That's way too many loops.
Way too many Fruit Loop pieces.
Yeah, kid design is. I don't know about that. It's a different.
Worst. Wow, dude.
But like you said, I didn't even remember that logo at all until this popped up. And even now, I'm like, I remember the bird.
Yeah,
we really Toucan Sam. Think of the logo. I don't really think of the logo at all.
Or was it Toucan Jerry?
It probably was Toucan Jerry.
I think it was Toucan Jerry before 2010.
Thanks, Hadron Collider. You're the best.
Everybody's going to be like, no, you dummy, is Toucan Sam. Stop it.
Stop it. All right, here's a fun one. Okay.
Man, I don't know. My brain's going to explode here.
Henry VIII, King Henry VIII. Can you envision his famous picture, his portrait in your mind?
No.
You can't?
No.
That very famous stoic portrait of him?
Maybe. Yeah, sort of.
Henry VIII. Don't look it up.
Okay.
It just makes me think of Kenneth Branagh, the movie Henry VIII. No, he was Henry V. My bad.
King's Speech?
No, it was a different one.
Oh.
So, in Henry VIII's famous portrait, he's
wearing a hat.
Is he holding a turkey leg, or is he not holding a turkey leg?
Not holding a turkey leg, but no? I'm sure I'm wrong.
Josh?
I don't know this picture, though. I don't think I know it.
Oh my gosh, can't believe you guys don't know it.
I mean,
probably, but
he is not holding a turkey leg.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't
now
remember.
what I want you guys both to do is Google Henry VIII's portrait.
Yeah, I kind of always remember him not holding it, though, Todd. That one, I think this was the one I had in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the famous portrait.
And none of them, if you do a quick search and just do images, he does not
there are
hold
people
a
who
turkey leg
think
in any of them.
that he has a turkey leg.
Yeah, I don't ever recall this. I don't ever remember him having a turkey leg ever.
Is there a picture of him with a turkey leg that was commercialized at one point and that kind of became pop culture?
That's my thought.
Oh, that's possible.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there is. Okay. There's one picture here where it looks like he's holding something.
He's holding like a little bag.
Yeah, but it's not a turkey leg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
Try this one on for size.
Okay.
This one blows my mind.
Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
The game Monopoly. The Monopoly guy, does he have a monocle or does he not have a monocle?
No monocle.
I thought you were going to ask us to spell Monopoly. I'm like, oh no, I don't know.
No, Google.
How many O's and how many A's are in this?
I always remember him with no monocle, but that's just me.
No monocle, because that's the Pringles guy.
The Pringles guy had the monocle.
The Mr. Planters.
Or no, Peanut. It was Planters.
Peanut.
The Planters had the monocle.
But I will say this. I almost remember with absolute certainty that the Monopoly man had a monocle.
Yeah.
But it could be, and one of the things they say, you're mixing the two together.
The New Yorker.
You're mixing the Monopoly.
You do. You mix
Maybe you're mixing it up with the New Yorker.
Ooh, that's possible too.
That's true.
Similar design.
It's very true.
Yep.
But if you think of like picking up as a kid, the chance card, and there he is. He's got his pockets pulled out, and you went broke or something. He never had a monocle.
In that he didn't, but I do remember on the box and the main logo there being a monocle. Maybe.
I mean, I guess someone could have put him on one.
Yeah, maybe there's that's the thing.
There could be a version out there.
Okay, maybe you're right. You said it was a New Yorker. This is exactly how it went down to him. I was like, "Mother, here I'm 10 at the time. By the way, keep that in mind."
You
went
and got some peanut butter.
Mother, when you are going to pick up the new Monopoly game, please do me a favor and pick me up the New Yorker as well. I've got to read the financials. All right. And then I took the two and it burned in my mind. So as I'm reading the New Yorker as a young boy, it's just all burning there.
And here's the thing. Maybe 1 out of 10 did the same thing. They asked their mother for the New Yorker and their mom said, okay.
All right.
And they went out and got the Monopoly game because it was sitting right next to the New Yorker. And all those kids grew up oh, I know, he had a monocle.
Mm-hmm. That's how it went down.
That's the problem.
All right. Everyone loves snacks. Everyone loves chocolate. Right? Kit Kat.
Oh, here we go.
Kit Kat.
Oh, no.
I think I'm spell Ghirardelli.
Kit Kat. Not how the spelling is with Kit Kat. But was there a hyphen or was there not a hyphen between Kit and Kat?
Oh, I've heard of this one. Yeah, this one's gotten me.
I'm going to say no, there wasn't, but I'm sure there was.
You're both right. There was not a hyphen.
Yeah, but see, that one's too small.
I remember it as a hyphen.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know where.
Do you remember? See, I think you put that hyphen in there yourself.
Again, I mean, you're talking about mind games, man. Maybe
because because when you envision it in your head, you're kind of seeing the logo, but then you're placing the hyphen in there because it makes sense.
And I hear what you're saying with 100% certainty. I hear what you're saying. Here's the problem with some of these things, like Monopoly, and some of these other ones that we've gone over, like Fruit Loops, Monopoly, and, what was the other one? Oscar Mayer.
Berenstain.
Yeah, Berenstain. The problem with this, though, is I was a freaking kid. I barely knew how to spell anyways, right? So I wouldn't have just put a hyphen in there, Well,
that's true.
That's what's so bizarre.
Well, you do it later on.
And you think you do it later on in life and you fill in the gap?
You fill in the gap.
So then you assume that your whole life you've believed this?
I mean, like what you're doing with us right now, like, hey, and picture that logo. And so I'm trying to picture it. And so my brain is also trying to logically picture it too. Like, well, okay, Kit Kat. Okay, does the hyphen, I guess, because it sounds like it. And you just start creating stuff in your mind, just imagining it, but you think it's real.
Mm-hmm. And then from there on out, even though you have that product in your hand, you don't think twice about it. It still has the hyphen in your mind. Because you're not just staring at you see the red wrapper, you grab it off the shelf, you quickly, Kit Kat, and that's it. And then you tear that wrapper off and you eat that food. So maybe you're right, Josh. Maybe our minds just play that trick on us and it just continues and we never correct it.
Because, I mean, how many times have you done that? Picked up a candy bar and you're just like sitting there in line and you finally really look at the candy bar and you're just like, I didn't know it was spelled like that. Like you just don't notice that.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I do that right now. I'll go and I'll open up the fridge and I'll stand there and be like,
Tim obviously, doesn't look at wrappers very quick before it's pretty much unwrapped.
I go, oh, there's a yellow bar. Oh, that's Butterfinger. Oh, good. I'm not going to care about whether it's
done before the cashier even grabs it.
1B.
Yeah, but I do that now, man. I'll grab the fridge doors, I'll open them up, and I'll look inside, and where is the mustard? Where are we out of mustard?
I know, right?
And I'm looking everywhere.
I know,
every
everywhere.
Single drawer,
and the mustard
every
is
shelf,
there.
Every drawer, everything on the door, everywhere. I'm looking everywhere. I can't. Michelle, where's the mustard? She comes right over, grabs it. Usually it's behind something, a little behind. I'm give myself some credit here. She hid the
Happens
mustard.
all the time.
She hid the mustard from me. Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. I mean, I do that all the time though with things. Me too. I overlook, Yeah, it's weird.
Honey, where's the sauerkraut?
Have you seen the sauerkraut?
Where's the sauerkraut, honey?
Oh, it's funny that you do mention that though, because sauerkraut is the next one. How do you spell it?
What? Oh my gosh, you're serious?
Yeah. How do you spell sauerkraut?
Oh, I would not know how to spell sauerkraut. I mean, I don't even know how to spell potpourri. And sauerkraut's going to be one of those.
Yeah, I hate sauerkraut.
Like SAURK?
Has a K in it.
RA.
Because it's German.
Something. Yeah. Sauerkraut.
KRAUT.
CHT.
Let me put you guys out of your misery. That's not on the list at all. Okay.
Okay, good. Because I was like, what? No way. I knew you were Josh and me. I knew you were Todd and me.
I was Tim and you.
Except seriously, how do you spell it?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Moving on.
It has mattered to me.
Nah.
Oh, it has a UER. Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, check this out.
Got it.
You guys both know what a cornucopia is. Cornucopia.
Sure, kind of.
Thanksgiving.
Some weird Thanksgiving thing.
That weird horn-looking thingamajiggy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fruit of the Looms logo. Does it have a cornucopia or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. You're both right.
It's just a bunch of fruit.
Yeah, you're both right. Could have sworn 100% it had cornucopia. Guys, are we all from? You guys are from a certain universe.
Must be. Although I do have a mix because Berenstein really did give me a
is true.
My mind blew up.
Well, maybe you came over earlier or later.
Just in time.
I don't know. All right,
man, are Fruit of the Looms even around anymore? Did that company go bankrupt?
No, they're still.
I haven't seen Fruit of the Looms in
because you don't wear them anymore. You wear those fancy silky undies.
Yeah,
panties. Right. You wear those fancy panties.
Stop looking at that. Yeah, remember the commercial with the guy who would always be like in a grape suit?
Yeah, they were always kind of.
And he'd be like,
funny.
That's how they sold us underwear.
Yeah,
back in the day. People dressed up in grape suits and apples. And
I got a couple more spelling ones for you. A couple more spelling ones. You guys ready?
I was about to say, fruit of the looms better be spelled like fruit of the loom.
Yeah, fruit. F-R-O-O-T.
That's going to throw me. Todd just throws one in there.
It's F-R-O-O-T. L-O-O-M. And they use
and Tim and I would believe it.
They use 2 ball sacks. There's a ball sack for fruit and then a ball sack for loom.
An eggplant.
My.
Right? I'm just kidding. They don't do that.
Eggplant, water emoji.
Yeah.
Yep. Water. Guys, everyone out there, please be sure to water your plants. Okay?
Please water your plants, guys. Hydrogen collider or not. It's important.
It's important.
Don't forget to give them electrolytes.
Yeah. Yeah. Pour Gatorade on them.
That's what the plants crave.
They love Gatorade.
They love
lemon lime.
Gatorade.
Lemon lime. Cheez-Its. Spell it.
Okay, this one I think does have a hyphen, does it not? Cheez-Its. I'm going to say CHEEZE for fun. Hyphen ITS.
Okay.
It's probably wrong, but
no E after the Z.
No E after the Z.
Oh, there we go. So but is there a Z?
There's a Z.
Is there a Z?
You're both wrong.
So
no.
There is no Z.
No.
Isn't there a Z? No. Come on, didn't they do that?
No,
it's
Cheez-It.
On.
It's Cheez-It.
I can't remember what it. I was guessing Z
S?
for fun. Like
no, cheese it. No S.
wait, what?
Cheese
What?
it.
Cheese
IT.
it?
IT.
What? Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please get out your Googles.
Cheez-Its. Oh, there's no E.
There is no E, yes. But there also is no
okay.
Z.
At least I got the hyphen right, but I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
but I got the Z.
I thought you said there was no Z in the middle of the word.
No, there's
I was sort of kidding about the Z, but yeah, okay. See, I don't think that's do people think that it used to be like spelt correctly without?
There's another word. There's another famous brand that we tend to plural. Well, then you have Revelation. There's only one. Some people say Revelations. That popped up in my head.
Right.
But there's another brand that's common. Like we tend to put an S at the end because when you're saying it, like you're almost saying it in possessive. It's like you have them. Like because you're saying Cheez-Its because there's multiples. Like you're getting multiple Cheez-It.
Well, that's what my wife does with Kroger. Blah, blah. So you know the grocery store Kroger. Now she's from Cincinnati, where Kroger originated.
Kroger, correct?
Yeah, that's how you spell Kroger. But she's always pronounced it as Kroger's.
Oh, sure.
And I tell her there's no S, and she tells me that it's a family's company, the Kroger family. So it's Kroger's. Still doesn't make any sense to me.
Interestingly enough, when I came from North Idaho, I would call highways, "Oh, are you going to get on the Highway 95 or something?" And you come out to the south, and it's like, "Why are you adding a 'the' in front of it?"
Right.
And I was always like, "I don't know."
Did you always wrap it up with "don't you know" at the end?
Don't you know?
Yeah, don't you know? Well, and I'd say to people, "Well, you get on the 400 to drive south," and they'd go, "Why are you adding a 'the'?" I was like, "I don't know. Sounds right."
I'm going to put on
the YouTube.
Right. I'm going to put on the shoes real quick.
I know.
And then I'm going to meet you at the outside.
It's bad. It's not correct.
And then we'll get in the car and then we'll drive. Some of them just make sense, though,
Yeah.
Then I'm going to change.
You got to get on the 400 rather than
on the 400. Hopefully, I don't go the 90 miles an hour and get the ticket.
Yeah.
All right, check this one out. Double stuff Oreos. Spell stuff.
It's just probably like one F.
Probably
that's my immediate reaction is one F.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no second F.
All right.
Yep. You know why they do that? It's kind of like I heard this about Chick-fil-A.
Because they hate us, Tim. They do that because they hate us.
No. It's a marketing thing. It's a marketing thing, right? So they go, okay, well, this really isn't stuff with two Fs. We're just going to have to go stuff legally with one F because then we can get away with giving it to them, giving it to the public. Case in point, Chick-fil-A, right? There's no chicken in the word Chick-fil-A. So they're growing some sort of processed chicken pulsating meat, right? In a big plant. But they say, hey, Chick-fil-A, you can't call it chicken. And so same with Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? It used to be called Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now it's KFC. And it's all because of that. They're growing those chicken molds, This is the Idaho conspiracy theories. The pulsating meat that they go, it's not a bird. But we can still use it as chicken meat, but it's just grown in a lab.
So here's one that I saw the other day. Here's one that I saw the other day that you just mentioned with Chick-fil-A. Spell Chick-fil-A.
Okay. CHIK. And then it's like dash A.
IL and an A.
Okay, so you both spelt it as.
Yeah, FILA. Yeah, I think that's right.
So listen, you both spelt it as CHIK-FIL-A. I agree, 100%. Guess who's wrong? All of us.
All of us.
It has a K in it. CHICK-FIL-A.
There is. Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's just I can't remember all these logos.
Dude, I'm telling you, I remember it differently too. I remember it with just
our brains are like,
yeah.
It's just they can't keep up with it.
Did you know that our fellow pastor Louis Giglio here in Atlanta, his father designed that?
Really?
Which one? The original one or
the original Chick-fil-A?
The one before,
or the new one?
New.
What universe is he
so
from?
Right, it is a K.
Mm-hmm. A CK. Yeah. This one you nerds will love. I loved it too. C3PO. All gold, right? Whole body, head to toe gold.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But also,
let's not talk about that one scene where he swaps out an arm or something like that.
I mean, yeah.
How you remember him from the 80s.
Okay, hold on. The action figure. Yeah. I could have told you it was more, gold.
Okay.
All gold.
All gold.
Right.
Josh? I think he has some silver on him.
Damn. Maybe, but
look at Josh. See, Josh is from a different time era, though.
I know. Well, he's post 2010. Mostly.
No, he does have a lot. He does have silver on him.
3CPO's right leg was actually silver.
I was about to say leg.
His leg was silver.
It was silver? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but then, hold on, though. If you go to the awards ceremony at the end, and they're all looking at their medals and their whole... They got C-3PO polished up to the nines. He's looking good. He's got a little bow tie. I'm pretty sure he looked all gold in that shot. Now, granted, yes, he did go through a lot. He'd been on Tatooine for a bit.
In the spelling of C-3PO, where's the hyphen?
Oh, I can't remember. Probably right after C.
It is. It's right after C.
That's what I thought Todd was going to ask us.
Right. And I'm looking at some of these images of C-3PO right now. And when you look at them, what it is I think in certain angles, in certain scenes, there's so much gold on him that it reflects off that silver, giving that silver leg, because it's only silver from the knee down, gives that silver leg a gold appearance.
Right.
There are certain scenes like where they're outside where you can clearly see the right leg from the knee down being silver. So I could see that one. Okay, I can buy that one.
Little side note. If you're ever with me and you say, Tim, you messed up. I always like to quote Luke Skywalker. I always like to say, I'm endangering the mission. I shouldn't have come.
That's true.
And people usually don't know what to do with that, but it's funny for me.
I enjoy it too.
If they get the reference, it's really fun. But most times they're like, why did you just say that?
Flintstones. Spell it.
Oh, boy.
Just sound it out. Sound it out and spell it.
I mean, Flint. Flint. Stones, but I'm sure it's...
I think it's an E. I think it's Flent.
Okay.
Flintstones?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you're both wrong.
Doggone it.
I'm just kidding. It's Flintstones. Flintstones. I remember it without that T. I remember it as Flintstones.
Oh no, I remember it with the T.
You remember it with the T?
But that's of course how you spell Flint.
Right. Josh remembers it with like an E. I don't know what he's talking about.
I think I'm over.
I think we're all done with.
I'm overcompensating right now.
Companies, yeah, I know. We're all like, I don't know. You tell me.
I should have just been
wrong.
I'm sick of guessing. You tell me.
FLOEN.
Now here's one for you guys. Created by human. Spell that for me, Todd.
Man, we need to.
Is there a hyphen or a T after inhuman? I
don't know.
Hootman?
Hootman.
Well, you guys will be very happy to know that we don't have any more spellings.
Thank God.
No more spelling.
Thank you, Lord.
I mean, I think that's somebody's worst nightmare when they're like, "Hey, spell this," like, you're like,
right?
Or, "Hey, what year were you born?" Or,
yeah, right up there with that. Hey, spell this. What year are you born? And then it's like, get out of my life.
I hate you so
Leave
much.
Leave me alone, you jerk.
Why are you talking to me?
Don't do this to me. All right. Moving on. Now let's get to the things we want to get to, like, you know, who was in what movie, etc. Right. You know, I know there's some let me say we're going to hear from Tom Hanks and the movie Forrest Gump. We're going to be...
You know what? Just forget it. I'm shutting it off.
Oh, gosh. I didn't mean to do that to you,
Say your famous line. Say your famous line.
Life is like
no,
a box
not that
of
one. The
chocolate.
one you just said. You said you say it all the time.
Oh, I'm endangering the mission. I shouldn't have come.
There it is. Thank you.
There, you're welcome.
This one I don't really care about at all, but it's in here.
Okay.
Cinderella's Castle. People believe that
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, people believe that the castle was in Disneyland and Disney World.
Oh no, I would have never guessed that. No, that's not the case.
Castles so where is it? Which one?
Well, Disneyland has the castle, and Disney World has like the ball, the big Epcot Center thing. I didn't think they had a castle.
You said Disneyland has the castle? Okay.
No, Disney World has the Epcot Center thing, the big ball.
Right.
And Disneyland has the Cinderella castle.
Yeah. Okay. So Disneyland is where?
California.
Okay.
Oh,
that's wrong.
All right.
Wait, one second.
Whatever.
1 second. There's a castle at each one.
There's a castle at each one. So let me break it down.
I didn't think there was.
Let me break it down for you.
I you know what? To be honest, I've never been to the one in Florida, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, so that's a big difference. That's one thing I wanted to bring up too. I've never been to Disneyland in California. So I remember Cinderella's castle is the big castle at Disney World, and Epcot Center is at Disney World as well. Now there is a castle in Disneyland, but it's Sleeping Beauty's castle.
Oh, okay. All right. So I got the wrong princess.
Right. So again, like I said,
good Lord,
I don't care about that one.
Jeez. Give me a break.
I did want to also ask you guys, was Ariel's hair orange or red?
Well, I was going to go with more of a red-y orange. Yeah. I don't know. I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about her clamshells? Were they red or purple?
They were different. You could clearly tell she dyed her hair. Yeah, you could clearly tell that she dyed her hair. It wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm. I'll say orange because wasn't the thing with a lot of animation back in the day was you couldn't really get red on film very easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that in live action film, it was hard to have legitimate red on films.
Probably
because it was so hard for the camera to grasp. So that's why
to get reds.
Yeah. So they would actually dye things differently to make them look more. But if you look them in real life, they were a different color.
It's probably true.
Josh, you're so smart.
So true.
All right. Here's a fun one. Josh, you probably won't get this one at all.
Yeah. Right.
Publishers Clearinghouse. You remember that?
Yeah.
I know it.
So, Josh, you don't know it?
I know I know the company.
The PCH.
So in Publishers Clearinghouse would give out this like $1 million check every year, right? So you'd enter into the Publishing Clearinghouse sweepstakes. Who showed up to the door?
Well,
let me ask you this.
A lot of people.
Let me say it this way. Do you remember Ed McMahon showing up to the door to hand out the big check?
Oh,
see, mine was 20. Mine was 21st
I'm gonna
century.
Guess no. I'm gonna guess no. He wouldn't because he was a sponsor of it, but he was too cool for school to show up to the actual house, and so they would get another guy.
Yeah, Josh, Tim, you're both right. Josh basically said his was, it was different when he was watching it. Right,
21st century with the yellow house.
Mm-hmm.
It was called. Was it called Century 21?
That's a realtor company, though.
But they would go around and they would give money.
Right.
Same thing. I think it was was rebranded. That's what I grew up with. See.
Yeah, Ed McMahon may have been a TV personality showcasing it, but when it came down to him meeting the people, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah. There's no way.
Too cool.
Casablanca. Have you guys ever seen the film Casablanca?
No, I don't think isn't that lame?
No, that's not, because I don't think I've seen it either. But there's a famous line.
Frankly, my girl, I don't give a damn, or whatever she.
There's a line in this movie, and I've heard it before, right?
Yeah.
Where the line is, "Play it again, Sam." Right? Play it again, Sam. Right?
Sure.
He never says it. What he actually says is, "Play it once, Sam."
He never says
for
it.
old time's sake. I don't know.
Wow. That's a weird one.
This one is for you.
But I feel like I've heard "Play It Again, Sam."
I've heard "Play It Again, Sam"
it's
too.
like out of something.
It's been associated with Casablanca.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Apparently is incorrect.
And there's our brains going in overtime again, trying to place in words.
And that's very true.
That's probably a Looney Tunes cartoon that we saw.
You know what?
Looney Tunes probably did that because they did play. They
Which
did
Looney
do a lot on Casa. Well, the one that's spelled Tunes.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
All right, you guys finish this sentence for me. Luke.
I am your father.
Luke.
I am
Skywalker.
your father.
Luke, I am your father.
But it's probably Luke. I know your dad.
Luke.
I am your father.
I impregnated your mother.
Your father.
So technically I am your father.
Your mother.
But I have not known of your existence.
Luke, you have come from my balls.
Luke, my sperm connected with your mother's eggs, creating you and your twin sister that I have yet to know about. But the Force tells me that she exists out there. Okay. So It's not Luke, I am your father. It's no, I am your father.
Makes me think of LB1.
What?
We've always said, Luke, I am your father.
No.
You're not believing this. You don't want to hear it.
No.
All right.
I'm done. No way. He says, Luke, I am your father. Doesn't he say, Luke, I am your father? He says, no, I'm your father?
Yep. No, I am your father.
No, I don't.
I could believe it. I don't really study that scene.
Put it in there, Luke.
But yeah, you're right. It's because everyone just hashes out. I am your father.
My mind is Luke, I am your father.
Luke, I'm your father. No, but I don't remember the word no.
Yeah, I can't really see Darth Vader saying
no.
That's fun.
I am your father.
No, because Luke never says anything. Wait, hold on. Here it is, the clip. Here we go. Can you guys hear this?
No, but you tell us what it says.
He turned the volume.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him. No. All right.
There it is.
Dang it.
This party sucks.
Why did we put Luke there?
I have no idea. I have no clue.
Is it because of 2010?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Did Lucas, he fiddled with the films in the 90s. So, he added all those stupid special effects. He took away songs.
Maybe I don't know, man. But I will tell you this. I watched this movie growing up.
I swear all my friends used to quote Luke.
Everyone did. Everyone did.
Something's wrong.
Something's way off.
No.
Well, he says no a little separate.
But then even if you take no out, let's take no out entirely.
I don't remember no.
Yeah, if you take no out entirely, then you just have I am your father. That doesn't ring a bell. It was always Luke, I am your father.
I know. Weird. How that's weird.
I don't know.
So Luke, so we're throwing in Luke. That's what we're doing. Because he's saying no because he's answering Luke.
No.
So he doesn't say Luke.
See,
he never says Luke.
Yeah. Whatever. That's fine. Deal.
That's fun.
A real quick thing. I used to always say that going back to my joke that I say to people, is like if I show up and I used to say I've endangered the mission, not endangering. You know what I mean? I've endangered the mission.
Do you think that has something to do with the Mandela effect?
Well, but when I watched it back, I was like, oh, I'm endangering. So then I changed it. I corrected myself. But yeah, maybe the endangered used to be endangered and now it's endangering. And I was right all along. I should have kept it endangered.
Yep.
I thought it rolled off the tongue better. I've endangered the mission. I shouldn't have come, but it's endangering the mission.
Maybe also that's what we're doing is filling in the gaps and saying that we want it to make more sense and roll off the tongue easier.
You know what I mean?
Sex in the city, man. Sex and the
city. But now
that
you think about it, it is kind of true. Like, why would he say again, like, no, Luke, I am your father?
But I didn't think there was any no. I thought it was just straight,
right.
Luke, I am your father.
I'm your father.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys remember the movie Jaws?
Kind of. I'm a little bit out on that one.
Well, in the movie Jaws, there is a pretty famous saying, kind of like, Luke, I am your father.
Sure.
They say,
I think I know it, but
we're going to need a bigger boat. Do you remember that?
Oh, gosh. Well. Yes, I do know that quote.
Well, yeah, and that's how I remember it. And I think that's how a lot of people say it. It's actually, you're going to need a bigger boat.
Because Dreyfus is talking to the boat captain.
Mm-hmm. Huh? That one, though, does make sense. And really, I don't care either way.
Yeah. But it is true. I've heard we're going to need a bigger boat more.
Yep. Here's the one that Tim's been waiting for.
This one is weird.
Life is like a box of chocolates. Oh, let me say it in his voice. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Right. And so what is it really?
Life was like a box of chocolates. Was. Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
He's still living that life. Right?
Yeah,
but he said, Mama always told me life
and we all grew up saying life. The joke around your friends, whenever we brought up that movie, it was, oh, life is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get. We all said it. Life is constantly.
Yeah.
Because he was speaking in past tense. He was talking to that lady on that bench, and he had just lived that life. So he's talking about his life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, life was.
I can see that.
Again, it's
but
small.
When we talk about it, we change it because we want to express it in.
Yeah, that's true, Josh. Life. I think that's right. Josh. I think you're right. Yep, we're using it for our tense.
We're using it in present tense when he was speaking it to narrate in a past, like this. He was talking of something that passed.
Snow White. What does the wicked queen say in the mirror?
I don't remember. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Tell me who the fairest of them all. That one.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the fairest of them all?
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
On the wall. Yeah. Who's the fairest?
Josh, does that ring a bell too? Mirror, mirror on the wall?
I think I've heard about this one.
Well, Josh, you weren't even born when this came out, so.
I don't think I was either.
I don't think y'all were either.
That's like a really old cartoon.
That is true. Snow White was super old. Let's see here. First White.
Feature animation.
Yeah, that came out in 1938. None of us.
I don't think my mom was born yet.
Yeah, Snow White came out in 1938. Wow. Anyways, she doesn't say mirror, mirror on the wall. Although that's what we've always said since 1938. Because somehow it's in everything.
Threw an extra mirror in there,
right?
Didn't we?
She actually says magic mirror on the wall.
Oh, okay. It's got to have... They might have put it in one of, those old books with the gold binder at the back, for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you they probably sing-songed it a little more.
Golden
and
books?
Made it mirror, the golden books. With the
golden books.
And they probably made it for kids, and they were, we know it went magic mirror, but there's the Bible Belt. We got to worry about them, and there's the Southern Baptist Convention. So let's change it to mirror, mirror, and we'll sell more books. We throw magic in there. We've offended a whole swath of people.
How about the movie Risky Business?
I don't know that one. Is that Tom Cruise?
That's Tom Cruise.
That's a Tom Cruise movie?
Yep. That's Tom Cruise. That came out in 1983.
I don't think I saw it.
All right. So maybe you haven't seen it, but there is a famous scene in that movie that's all over YouTube. It's everywhere. Everyone's kind of seen this scene. The scene where Tom Cruise's parents leaves and he has a dress shirt, tighty-whities, and socks on, and he comes sliding through the living room, right?
And let me guess, the song's different. We all remember the tick those all around.
Yeah. So that's, but that's the thing. It's not that. Do you recall Tom Cruise not wearing sunglasses or wearing sunglasses?
Ooh, you know what? I can't verify. I'm going to guess no.
Josh is like, I don't know. I don't even have my headphones on anymore.
we're all just defeated from this game.
All right. So Tom Cruise did not have sunglasses on. I vividly remember him sliding through with sunglasses on.
With sunglasses.
At some point, just kind of taking them off and throwing them.
Oh, wow. So there's even that.
There's even that.
Well, now here, hold on.
Now on the cover of the movie, he's wearing the sunglasses.
Oh,
but
really?
But not in that outfit. It's not in that scene.
But hold on. This happens sometimes, okay? So they'll deliver the movie to the theaters and they'll have alternate cuts. For example, my wife swears up and down that when she saw Goonies in the theaters, Goonies had an octopus scene. And I was always like,
no, it does.
Octopus scene. What are you talking
when they're in
about?
When they're in the cave with the pirate ship.
Right. But that was deleted later. And when they brought it out to market and when they put it on VHS, they took that scene completely out. In fact, there's a part where they're watching the ship go away and they're talking to all their parents. You know, it's kind of like the end of the movie. And you hear a line, one of them says, and there was this octopus. But because of the two VHS, whatever debacle, or who knows, maybe the final cut that they put out, they took out that octopus scene. You can't find it anywhere. You have to literally Google it to try and find that octopus scene.
Yeah.
So I bet you they did that with Risky Business. They probably did that where they had a take where they had it with sunglasses and then they took that out or released it later without it, you know?
No, you could be right. I mean,
it does happen to a lot of movies. They do that. They'll release it one way in the theater and then they'll bring it out and be like, let's cut that part.
Well, you guys are fans of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Gandalf.
Oh, I think I remember this.
Gandalf says to them, right? Gandalf says to them, blank you fools. Blank you fools.
Oh.
Fill in the blank.
Run.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
All right. So run. Run, you fools. It's not even what he says. He says, fly, you fools.
What?
He says, fly, you fools.
Is this the scene? Is this the scene with the demon?
Yeah,
the bridge.
This is right before he falls. Right before
he says, "Fly, you fools!
Fly, you fools!
Fly, you fools!" I guess he does.
Oh man, why? They can't fly. All right, whatever. I'm wrong. You're right, Todd, because you're doing this whole episode about us being wrong. I get it.
You guys have been right more than you've been wrong. Please understand that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the answers here, and I've been wrong more of the times. So,
go and listen to it. It sounds
like Run.
Close to Run.
Okay,
but theaters they released it in the theater one way.
It does. It does have a.
But they brought out the extra extended version.
You have to think about it this way. There's Universe A and there's Universe B, and Universe A is fly, and Universe B is run. The Hadron Collider screws it all up.
Hadron, yeah. Portals opening, giants showing up in the world, dogs and cats living together.
Impossible. All right, guys. The film Silence of the Lambs. What's the famous line?
The Farva bean?
No, that Hannibal Lecter says when she enters to see him for the first time.
Hi.
Hi.
Clarice.
Hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice.
Would you like some fava beans?
Anyways, what's the line?
So it's not hello, Clarice at all. It's good morning,
Good morning.
Yeah.
Maurice.
Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Good morning, John. No, it is instead of hello, Clarice, it's good morning, Clarice.
Wonderful.
It's bullshit.
I know.
I mean, I don't even know
Whatever.
What the
We're
point
all
of
up.
any of this is anymore.
I know. Can we go? Let's.
All right, let's burn through some of these.
This is going to piss off so many people.
I don't care.
No, it's not. I'm done with this created by human podcast. These guys.
Yeah.
It's Luke. I am your father.
You son of a bitch.
To it.
I tell you
it's
what.
No, I'm your father.
And then what happens is they all go and Google it. You're going to see a huge Google spike.
Big Google spikes.
And then,
on all these Mandelas.
And it's frustrating, dude. If you really are unaware of the Mandela effect and you're hearing hearing this for the first time and you start Googling this stuff,
oh my goodness,
it screws with your head. Because you go, no, there's no way.
I remember.
Then you start
universe.
Right. Then you start looking for images to
You
to
do.
correspond.
We all did. We did today.
Exactly, to correspond with how you believed it to be, and then it's completely different, and it messes with your mind.
It makes you kind of sad.
It does.
Makes you a little mad sad.
Yeah, like you lost an election or something.
Mm-hmm. Josh, this is one of your most favorite people in the world. So I want you to sing the beginning part of this song the way that you remember it. Please sing me the beginning of Mr. Rogers' theme song.
I don't know if I can do that. It's been so long.
I know. I can't even think of it.
I can't start it.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Okay.
But I can be wrong.
Okay, right there. It's a beautiful day. Right.
Would you?
I don't need all that. Okay, I don't need all that. I said the beginning. All right. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Right.
Yeah.
That's how we all remember it. Even in the 2019 Tom Hanks film about Mr. Rogers, that's how it's sung. However, it's actually a beautiful day in this neighborhood. In this neighborhood.
I could see that.
But now here's the thing. Like I could see that too because hearing words. Yeah, but hearing words.
I'm not saying you can't see it. We all say it, but we all say the.
It is. It's a common, Mm-hmm. But like this could be translated in an old recording. It's kind of like when you're in choir, right? And they're like, you really need to emphasize the word or else people will hear something else, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to kind of be very intense. And so who knows? Maybe old Rogers got a little lazy and said this, but it sounded like the.
Yeah, that's true. I Love Lucy.
Oh boy,
you guys remember that one?
Oh,
Lucy.
gosh.
Ricky comes in the door. Lucy, you got some splaining to do.
Oh boy,
remember? Right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Busting the door. Lucy, you got some splaining to do.
I don't. Yeah, I'm probably going to get this wrong.
All right, is that what he says?
I don't know.
Oh no,
too old. That was one my parents maybe watched once in a while, but I didn't. That's kind of out of my league.
So he never actually said it. It says, "Splain that if you can, Lucy."
So wait, when would he have normally said that? Like
it's usually when he gets upset with
intro
her. She's done something, right? It's usually when she it's kind of a famous thing that I remember in my head that he would say often in the show, right? It's whenever she would do something, Fred and Ethel are coming over for dinner tonight. Why is there only a seat for 3? Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Oh, really? So it was you got some explaining to do, but it was just explain that to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
You threw in the you in there.
Yeah.
Your brain wants the you in there.
But he says explain that if you can. And then another one is Lucy Splain.
Lucy Splain. Splain.
Wow.
So I don't know. That one's fascinating.
Interesting.
Check this one out. How many states? How many U.S. states are in America?
51.
51. Josh?
Puerto Rico.
I feel like this is a trick question. I mean, are we counting Puerto Rico?
Yeah, 51 or 50 and a half.
Well, there are actually only 50 states, right? And we all know that. We all know that, but we get thrown off by like Puerto Rico. We really do.
Sweating here.
Sure.
There's actually only 50.
Just like blow my world up.
There are 76 U.S. states.
Don't do that to me.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, Idaho was split in two back in 2010.
Mm-hmm. Here's a fun one. You'll love this one. This is one that we've talked about before. The movie Shazam. We all recall the comedian Sinbad playing a genie in a movie called Shazam.
Or seeing commercials about it.
Dude,
it wasn't Shazam.
I remember it as a movie. But the truth is, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. That's the weird thing.
He never played a movie.
But he was in one.
He was in one as a genie.
Dang, I could have swore.
Now, they say that, people might be confusing the movie Kazam that starred Shaquille O'Neal, but no. That's not.
I remember that comedian.
I remember Sinbad.
Kazam?
Sinbad.
Playing a genie in Shazam.
Some sort of thing with a Kazam. Yeah. Shazam, I know.
100%
and the fact that it doesn't even exist is like, okay.
The movie doesn't exist?
I remember promos. I remember as a kid seeing promos. I remember my sister looking at the TV going, oh, I like that comedian. So what happened? What was I looking at?
I remember specifically an alleyway scene with him dressed up as a genie. I don't know.
It is weird. That one is weird because I remember thinking, yeah, he was in this weird movie. And it doesn't exist. That one is weird. That's like the
only thing I'm trying to think of is a poster where he has like kind of like a green smoke and he's coming out of like this kind of green smoke. That's the poster in my head.
Yeah.
There's some purple, which is, I'm looking at Kazam right now, which is not the same.
It's totally different. It's totally different. And people try to write it off that, no, that's what you're thinking of.
But definitely, I remember Sinbad specifically.
So state the fact again, just to clear it up. What's the actual?
There is no actual
Shazam.
There is no actual.
There was
Shazam. There was never a Shazam.
Shaquille O'Neal.
No, there was never a movie called Shazam with Sinbad the comedian. However, there was a Kazam movie with Shaquille O'Neal who played a genie, which is mind-boggling because
I could have swore
the Shaquille O'Neal one came out later. The Shazam one, one was like late 80s.
Early
90s.
Sinbad was an late 80s, early 90s. Like, he was a blip.
Totally remember it. I totally remember it. Check this one out. You guys know Sally Fields, the actress?
Sure.
Now, she makes a very well-known statement at the Oscars when she won. Now, what she says, and you got tell me if you remember this. What she says is, you like me. You really like me.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do remember that.
Right?
Definitely. I've heard that. But of course, it's probably, you trikes me. You dyke me dude.
Dude, here's what's crazy. It's not even that close. She never said, you like me. You really like me. Ever.
But yet we've heard it somewhere where it was, I swear there's like a cartoon or something where we heard it.
I don't know, but that's how we heard it. What she actually says was, I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me.
Okay, so she does say it again. I can't deny the fact.
But you're taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're taking out 7 words.
There was like an Animaniac show where they play on that.
You're probably
like
right.
Me.
Yeah.
You really like me, that kind of thing.
Or what could happen too is we could remember this from our youth, because this was in 1985. We could remember this from our youth, right? And we, as kids, could have just made fun of it and just been like, you like me, you really like me.
You really like me, exactly.
Maybe, and that just always stuck in our heads. I don't know. I love this one. This one is awesome. Smokey the Bear. You guys remember Smokey the Bear?
Sure.
Put out forest fires, prevent forest fires. I'm Smokey the Bear.
You can do it, or you can prevent.
You can also prevent forest fires, right? Smokey the Bear. There's no the. His name is Smokey Bear. No. Nope.
But we have to, I definitely would say 9 times out of 10 people would say Smokey the Bear, right?
Yeah. But
because he's Smokey. That's his first name.
Again, that's just us not paying attention. That's us not, it's like the logo thing, what was there a hyphen or not? I don't know. I forgot.
Tank Man. This guy, 1989 Tiananmen Square. Tank Man.
Tank Man. Okay, so he's known as Tank Man. I did not know that.
Stands in front of this tank. Was he run over or not?
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen the full video. I'm going to make a guess that he wasn't, because that.
Oh, you mean the
yep,
the Tiananmen Square? Okay,
but he probably was.
No, he doesn't get run over.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
he gets he ends up getting arrested, doesn't he?
Well, we all remember this correctly. I remembered it the same way too. He just stood in front of the tank. I don't remember what happens afterwards. He probably did. He probably got pulled to the side, or
he shifts to the side.
The tank kind of moves again.
And
well, many people believe he was actually run over and killed. I don't recall that.
Yeah, I couldn't. I mean, is there old clips we can look it up?
I mean, I've looked at old clips, and he just stands there and moves with the tank.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I recently read about that, like what happened to him. Like, I think they arrested him. Like someone grabbed him or something. I think.
I don't know enough about it. I'm completely out on this one.
What about the Space Challenger explosion? It took place in January 28th, 1986.
Was that Kristen McCullough?
1986. Mm-hmm.
The teacher? McCullough or whatever, the teacher.
And a lot of other people were lost too, not just the teacher.
Yeah, of course. But that was the big news, was that this teacher, like a second grade teacher or something, was going on. Right. That was pretty phenomenal.
Now this one, I don't even know why it made it to the list. I mean, it's kind of silly to me. It's saying this happened in 1986. Others think it happened in 84. Others think it happened in 85. I do that now. I mean, I don't know.
I was in second grade. I
was not born yet.
But yeah, I mean, I do that now. Like, yeah, we went to Disney World last year. Michelle will chime in.
Yeah,
no,
right.
That was 3 years ago. Oh, huh.
Totally.
Okay. I mean, how many people forgot that there was a 21, like a 20 and 21? Like, I mean, just kind of skipped over. Like, anytime I try to think of anything, it's like, no, we did that in 2019. Wait, we did that in 2019?
Oh, absolutely. I've run into that.
Right?
Yeah, the pandemic really screwed things up.
Oh my gosh.
Brain.
2021 didn't exist.
No.
Almost.
Well, they were blurred together.
Almost.
Both of them were
2020. I got 2020. I know what happened in 2020, but 2021.
2021 was a blip, wasn't it?
Yeah, Josh, I see what you're saying, because 2020 we were in the midst of it. We were hearing new information.
It was like a bad, just
right.
Yeah.
Oh, and everything starts slowing down. Things start getting weird. But you're right.
People fighting on airplanes.
Right, but 2021 was just. What happened that year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
All right, that one's kind of dumb. I'll skip over that.
How many more of these do we got?
There's actually 4 or 5 I'm not even going to talk about. I didn't realize they would be this long. I was like, do I have enough?
No, but it is an interesting thing.
I literally thought today as I was typing all this up, I was like, I don't know if I have enough material today.
Oh, I know. And this is the longest episode yet.
Damn longest.
You're going to
I'm just going to, all I'm going to do is copy this and just post it. Done. All right, the aviator Charles Lindbergh's infant was kidnapped. The entire world focused their attention on the story. Many remember the case going cold. What do you guys remember?
The Lindbergh baby? The Lindbergh baby?
Lindbergh baby.
I don't know enough about it. I just know it was called the Lindbergh baby, and I don't really quite understand what happened. But the baby went missing?
Baby was kidnapped out of their home.
Okay.
Yeah, for ransom. And many people believe that the case was never solved, that it just went cold.
Sure. It's kind of Bermuda Triangle-y.
It is. But then
there's a lot of like we could even do an episode on it, couldn't we?
Oh, sure.
But isn't it almost right up there with Amelia Earhart? Isn't there weird stuff around her too? I mean,
oh yeah. Yeah. But with this particular one, the baby,
they never found the kid, right?
Okay, there you go. See, you're saying that they never found the kid. That's how you remember it. The truth of it is, or right now's truth is, this universe's truth is, my truth is, they found the body.
They found the body.
The baby was killed. The killer was sentenced to death.
But don't you think we get that? So this is what I'm saying. Amelia Earhart, doesn't she have some sort of missing something, and they never found her?
She went missing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're confusing.
Yeah.
We're confusing it with the baby.
Or there's some headline on some news article that was big at the time saying like, and that's all we think about. And we don't continue the story in our heads. And then,
yeah, but I don't know enough about it. I need to watch a documentary on the Lindbergh baby.
But they did find the killer.
They did find the killer, and he was.
Was it just some crazy fan or crazy person who did it, or was it a family member?
Or maybe Todd, he was abducted by aliens, and he had to go save the Lindbergh baby, who was abducted by aliens as well. You know where I'm going with this. When he got back, he turned into a creepy person. He was the hero.
He was the
hero all along.
Wasn't Lindbergh a suspect?
He died. Okay.
Did people think that maybe he had killed the baby?
Who? Lindbergh?
Was that a story? Was that a narrative?
I don't think that the authorities ever fully bought that, but there was speculation in the press and in the public opinion
that he
had something to do with it.
It's always blame the dad, blame the father.
Talking about all of this, how pop culture can kind of shift your memory and stuff. Can you imagine what 10 years from now is going to be about, like, this time period,
the current
2020, with everything in the news and everything that's going on?
I'm pretty sure it was spelled Kardashian.
Everyone's memories are going to be so screwed up about these last 3 or 4 years.
I'm pretty sure Kanye West was spelled with a Y-E and not a Y-E-T-J-K-B.
Actually, Tim, I'm pretty certain that it was never Kanye West. His name was actually Yeezy.
Yeah. No, it was called Two Direction, not One Direction.
All right, here's my final one.
All right.
Patrick Swayze.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. This one, I don't know. I don't know how people thought this another way, but again, maybe they're from that alternate plane that I'm not from. The actor sadly died from being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, but people have said they remember him recovering.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm thinking Patrick Stewart. I'm sorry. I had Star Trek in my brain, and I thought you were going to be like, "Make It So" was actually Bone My Wife.
Patrick Stewart's dead? What?
Mr. Xavier dead?
What?
Oh my gosh. How are they going to do it in the next film? He was like, is it because he fell out of his wheelchair down the stairs? No, we're talking about Mr. Roadhouse here. Mr. Tough.
Okay.
Mr. Splits.
Ghost.
Mr. Karate Kick. Yeah,
Ghost.
Mr. Ghost.
I said that like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah,
that was pretty pathetic.
I love how you immediately go to like Patrick Stewart and nerd out. And then
I thought
you go to
Patrick
Ghost for Patrick Swayze, not Roadhouse.
Swayze. Well, when I was a kid, Ghost had just come out, and that's all I remember him from. I know he was in other stuff. That and Donnie Darko, which was a good movie. He was in Donnie Darko.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen that. I think it has a lot to do with how you might reference someone else. We mentioned it earlier with someone. It makes me think of I feel like I always get Alan Rickman and Jeremy Irons mixed up.
Sure.
I don't know why. I just do. I could see people referencing someone else's narrative and mixing it with another celebrity, and then kind of, 5 years later, they're just like, I thought he was fine.
Yeah, I mean, dude, have you had one of those moments where you're like, wait, is that person still alive? Because I could have sworn they were dead. But maybe they're not.
It's like
I can't remember now.
When like old actors go on these like Tonight shows, and they're like, "You're still alive? I thought you were still alive."
Yeah,
I just did that with Sean Connery.
Wasn't that so? Hold on, now, Sean Connery, right? Yeah, he died a few years ago. Now,
you said a few years ago. So it was 2021, I think.
Was it? Okay, see, there you go. One year that it. Do you remember? I want to say it was like 2012 or some year. There was a year where every star was dying. It was like star after star, and it was like, oh my gosh, he died too. And they, when they have like the Oscars and it was like a list of all these stars that died, it was like, oh my gosh, we lost so many people this year. I want to say it was like 2015 or 16, something like that.
Yeah,
a few years ago. Anyway, I digress. But there was a year where it was like, oh my gosh, everybody's dying. It was, I think, the same year we lost. Maybe it was the same year we lost Robin Williams. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know. There was a year where it was like, okay, stop. Everybody, stop dying.
No, you're right. Yeah, there was a year.
Wait, what happened with Patrick Swayze? So people think he's still alive, real quick?
No, they don't.
Some people thought he recovered.
Don't think he's still alive. They just thought that he recovered after his pancreatic cancer. Now, again, I think they're getting that confused because when he was diagnosed, like it took a minute for him to die. So I think people just assumed that he recovered and then later died.
Got it.
Right. I don't know.
Well, I guarantee you, no one, the percentages are super rare on pancreatic cancer.
If you catch it
that's
late.
That's a death sentence.
It's not necessarily because, I mean,
it's like 3%.
So here's the thing. And this is one of the reasons, gentlemen, if you're out there, get your assholes checked. Okay. It has, and I will be honest, I'll tell you this, for my father and my father-in-law, because they were getting checked, they caught early signs, right?
Of pancreatic cancer?
Yep. Or colon cancer.
Colon cancer.
Okay. But in general, get checked out. See what's up. Be regular, at least annually. On whatever you're doing, because dude.
And also, guys, get the shingles vax when you're 50. Okay, that's not a fun one.
Is there a shingles vaccination?
Yeah, and you have to wait till you're 50. Like I've asked the doctor, I'm like, so I know I'm 44, but could I get the shingles vax? And they're like, nope.
No,
why? Why not? You gotta wait till you're 50.
Sorry, bro.
Okay.
All right, so let's wrap this thing up with me asking you guys what your take is on the Mandela Effect, then I'll go into my conclusion.
Created by human.
So, Josh, we'll start with you. Josh, what do you think about all this Mandela Effect stuff?
I mean, I don't know. Pop culture is funky, but I think I don't know.
All right.
I feel like in some cases, it's super weird how some things happen and I believe it. And in some cases, I'm like, that's just stupid because that's pop culture being wonky. So a little bit of both.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah, I can understand that. Timmy?
Hydrogen collider. That's the hydrogen collider's fault. And I blame all the scientists playing God over in the Alps, Switzerland. You mother truckers over there. Yeah.
You went there.
No, I don't know. I definitely think that time travel, like let's say.
Here we go.
Because it kind of hinges on time travel,
Josh.
don't you think, Todd? No, I think oh boy. I think that it's plausible that it could happen. Did it happen? No. I think we're just remembering things wrong. And it's being revealed and we're like, oh, we had it wrong. That's the innocent answer. Could it be another option? Yes, it could. I do think that it's very plausible that something happens in the future. They go back in time. Somebody steps on a leaf. What's that effect called? That's
the butterfly effect.
The butterfly effect. So, yeah, I mean, perhaps that could eventually affect us, don't you think? The butterfly effect affecting us. So really, we could be experiencing the butterfly effect, not the Mandela effect. But I'm not 100% certain at all. I definitely am going to lean more towards, oh, nope, I'm just an idiot. My brain just didn't see it right. And yeah, okay, so now I know I'm wrong. Just deal with it. You
damn
prideful
Fruit Loops.
Prideful man.
We go home, eat
thinking
Fruit
you're
Loops,
right all the time.
Watch Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And spray some Febreze while I have Cheez-Its on the toilet.
Yeah. How about you, Todd?
Well, I don't know. I mean, because I hear what you're both saying, and I would agree that I think a lot of this is in our heads, and I think, we're misremembering certain things, or our mind has played that trick. However, there are a few of these on this list that truly
Shazam
blow my mind. And that's where I'll lead into my conclusion. I guess the Mandela Effect could possibly be some form of collective confusion that a whole bunch of us are incorrectly recalling events and things. However, I do find it extremely odd that a lot of people remember these things to be very different, especially during a time when we grew up without the internet to distort facts into fiction and vice versa. I honestly believe that I remember a lot of these examples differently than how they exist today. Do I believe in parallel universes and other dimensions? I most certainly do. And to those that do not, and do believe in an afterlife in another realm, nearly 6 billion people, might I add, do believe in an afterlife. If you can believe in that, you can certainly believe that the theory of a universal jump is also possible. I'm just saying.
Or was it? I like that. That's good. That's good, Todd.
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Well, always a fun thing. I mean, definitely. We go for 2 hours and 30 minutes talking about it. That's kind of the nature of it, right? Where we're all just like, nah. I mean, sitting around a campfire. If we were talking around with friends and we're all having a nice cold one, talking about this, we'd probably go on into the early morning, like laughing and joking about it. So it's a fun topic. Well, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening. This was fun.
Yeah. You know what we forgot to do, though, Tim?
Oh,
we got to thank your wife.
Oh, yeah.
For coming in, Michelle Nagle.
That's true. Let's do that real quick.
Yep. Michelle Nagle joined us last week. That is Tim's wife. And we just want to say thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. My better half.
His better half.
Definitely the better part of who I am. Joined and probably made this show a heck of a lot more fun to listen to than just old dirty face me.
Well, she did something. The one thing she did do is, she can jump in with the dudes, no problem. She had fun. We had great conversations. She definitely tamed us a little bit. We didn't go too far off the rails. Not because of any other reason. Not because of her, just because it was like, oh gosh, we gotta be gentlemen today. Like this is silly, So we had to be gentlemen.
No farting in front of Michelle. You fart in front of me, but not
no problem in front of you. Yeah. So, no, it was great having her on. We did miss you.
Well, she is a gem.
But we told her to bring us a story, whatever she wants. And we're going to do that sometime.
Ooh,
whatever she wants to do. And
and I won't be here for that.
You may not be. You may. I don't know.
I probably should. I think she should just show up every once in a while. Just give us the female perspective every once in a while.
I like it, gentlemen. I had so much fun with you today.
That was fun.
Thanks, Todd. That was a good one.
It's always good to see your lovely faces. I love you so much. I got to go eat a bowl of Fruit Loops. I'll be back.
Yeah, enjoy that. Make sure you spray some Febreze.
You damn right I will.
I'm gonna break into that Kit Kat bar myself.
Cheez-Its later, dudes.
Oh boy.
Love ya.
Bye.
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 Take care, everybody. Be safe.
Be sure to subscribe to the Created by Human podcast. Leave us a review. Follow us on our socials @Created by Human. Head over to createdbyhuman.com for additional information. Sign up on our mailing list and check out our Created by Human swag. Does it just sound like gibberish? We'll be back next week with an all-new story that is sure to make you question, is it true or was it?
Created by Human